Here's a Donkey Kong Missile Command Conspiracy, Part 3 of 6. Here is the first Twin Galaxies record book, published in 1997, that you've seen in The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. Now, Walter Day wrote the egregious errors on page 911 that my Guinness World Record 1985 Missile Command score of 1,695,265 points was achieved on June 30th, 1985, when in fact it was achieved on July 3rd, 1985, as stated in the 1986 Guinness Book of World Records on page 384. Now, I explained to the producers of The King of Kong that on June 30th, 1985, Walter Day was pulled away from a Ms. Pac-Man game with enough time to watch me roll the Missile Command game over 1 million points to the game's completion. He got this date confused with July 3rd when I got the record. Now, the 1 million point rollover on June 30th is what Walter needed to see to confirm the validity of the 1.4 million point Missile Command score I achieved in 1984, which had me inducted into the Twin Galaxies Hall of Fame, endorsed by the city of Ottumwa, Iowa. Now, with extra time to play, I hit the 1.6 million record on July 3rd, 1985, which also confirmed without dispute that I was entitled to be in the Hall of Fame, as seen in the 1986 Guinness Book. Now, see the complete write-up in Mr. Awesome, The Comic Book Life of Roy Shildt #2, which will be out in the future. Make sure you get a copy. Now, with the producers of The King of Kong in attendance with Steve Wiebe, here I am at California Extreme on Saturday, August 6, 2005, rolling the Missile Command machine on the slow cursor trackball setting again, just like I did on June 30th, 1985, to confirm to the producers of The King of Kong that I was the Missile Command champion, not Tony Temple. 173.55. $1,119,585.
What's your record?
$1,695,265.
Got another rest of the day tomorrow.
I'm gonna play again later. Greg, give me a commentary on turning the machine. You saw me turn it over. I'm sorry. I don't want to bother. Oh, let me get this guy. What's your name and what did you just see?
My name is Brad Smith. I just saw a Missile Command game roll over 1 million up to 1,119,585 points. That's the most points I've ever seen on a Missile Command game, although perhaps not the most that have ever been scored.
Yeah, it's tournament settings, no bonus cities, and the track wall is on the slow setting. I'm going to put this back here and yeah, fill my back, Cal. That's good enough. The producers of The King of Kong, Seth Gordon and Ed Cunningham, did an excellent job of exposing Twin Galaxies and Billy Mitchell for the idiots that they are, and now fear for their lives because every bit of their documentary is true. Now on August 6, 2005, Twin Galaxies ignored Steve Wiebe and I because they knew that our scores and playing ability were genuine. Notice that on August 6, 2005, I rolled over 1 million points on the Missile Command Machine slow cursor trackball, up to 1,073,000 points at 100 rounds, which is 30,000 points more than the 1,040,000 points at 100 rounds Jeff Blair achieved for the 1.8 million point Missile Command world record score that appears in the 2011 Guinness Book of World Records. Now, he sent me a copy of the score by FedEx. Now, Jeff Blair claims to have played higher scores at 100 rounds, which may not be true. But as of June 2012, the highest points at 100 rounds Missile Command score Jeff Blair has on tape is slightly over 1,100,000 points, which is less than what I have on tape at 100 rounds. There are 3 Missile Command champions, me at 100 rounds, Jeff Blair, and Victor Ali for the marathon. Now, Jeff Blair doesn't care because Twin Galaxies treats Blair like crap while kissing Tony Temple's behind and won't recognize anything unless it's for Tony Temple anyway. Now, I sent a copy of my Missile Command score tapes to Dan Caney, the Ottumwa, Iowa director for the International Video Game Hall of Fame, to show him that I deserve to be in their Hall of Fame. Dan Caney claims that he lost the tapes, and then 3 months later, Twin Galaxies changes the filming rules on Missile Command scores. And then, guess what? Both Billy Mitchell and Walter Day become members of the board of directors for the Ottumwa, Iowa Video Game Hall of Fame. Now, here is the check that Dan Caney sent me because he lost my tapes for $80. I'll bet anything he sent those tapes to Twin Galaxies. Twin Galaxies is so stupid, they had a reporter call me to ask me if I was a better player now or in 1985. I said I was a better player now. The reporter says, "Aha, you must have cheated." I said, "Hey, you jackass, I'm a better player now, but that's only in consideration of points at 100 rounds because I use a different, riskier playing style. My playing skills per se and endurance were much better in 1985, you moron." See Mr. Awesome, The Comic Book Life of Roy Shildt #2 for explanation and all the details. You must have a copy for your collection. You'll also see a copy of the Hall of Fame certificate that was signed by the mayor of Ottumwa, Iowa, Jerry Parker, in 1985. Now, I believe that copies of my Missile Command score tapes were sent to Tony Temple, and he still hasn't been able to beat my best scores. The Ottumwa, Iowa International Hall of Fame has held up induction so that Tony Temple can play slow cursor Missile Command using my tapes to unfair advantage. In addition, Temple plans to pull a silly bitchel, and he's going to try to pass off tape scores as live scores. The Ottumwa, Iowa International Video Game Hall of Fame is a fraud. I already have a certificate, and I should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame before, and I certainly deserve to be in there regardless if someone beats my score or not. When Ottumwa, Iowa announces the next set of players to be inducted, my name better be on that list, and I call for an international boycott against them if my name is not on it. Everyone, don't send those fools any money or support them in any way, and make sure every business and everyone you know does the same. Now see shockandawesome.com for all the details.